Welcome back to Nimby Rails, and in the last episode we took care of the intercity. It is doing, I would say, okay-ish. You can see here we have 107 in that intercity, 65 in that one. And then up here when I go in there, somewhere nowhere 11 and 58 packs. We of course also have the express intercity in the south, 126, 189 there. I hope and I believe that the intercities and eurocities on the high-speed lines are way faster. At least I hope so. Okay, the eurocities not. The eurocities are nearly as fast as the intercities, but they don't stop that often. I would always choose the faster line via Lodz to Warszawa than the slower line to Kutno. And when we are already in that region, let me open the line tab and let me unleash a little bit of hell. I of course have a lot of train lines already set up, like for example Krakow to Leipzig and other eurocities. This one to Vienna, for example. No, you're not waiting at a signal, I don't care. Then we also have other express trains to Krakow, for example, Wrocław, Katowice, all upcoming in the future. Also a few intercities, so there's enough to do, enough to work with. But then we also have regional train lines. When I click through them, Lodz, they are for the future. I have marked them gray. You can already see it. We have the line, let me enable it in the map, from Kutno all the way up here to Sierpk. This beautiful little station. Let me disable show existing railways. So a beautiful line that goes up from Kutno into the nowhere region, I would say. It feels like a little bit this is another hole, just like Ostroleka and Szczytno were. It is really somewhere nowhere. It's single tracks, just look at it. Single track here, also over here, single track as well. So fun to schedule. Then we also have from Kutno itself, let me enable it in the map as well, to Skierniewice, running parallel with other regional lines from Kutno to Łowicz and then up to Skierniewice. So also here, quite a high amount of traffic, I would say. I believe that we can use smaller trains on that one. So it's not a need of big trains. Then we also have, and this one is up here, we have Nazilsk to Sierpsk. So the second part of this track to nowhere. Also, as I already have shown, a lot of single track. A few big interesting stations, but mostly single track. So also a fun, a fun track to schedule. And then when I go down here, we have Poznan to Kutno. I decided to run the full length with regional trains, so I will have them depart Poznan, go to Kutno and back. And then once I'm setting up the schedule, I will actually check if there are any issues. If I have to park the trains in Konin or other bigger stations along the way, because that will happen. That's just too long of a line, I think. I'm not sure, do we actually, when I go up here to company and accounting, no, sorry, when I go up to assets and I go to lines, do we still have the length? Because I remember in the past we had the length of the line. So here, running cost, maintenance, intervention, running distance, but that doesn't shows the distance of the line. So I feel like we don't have that anymore. We had it in the past. So we could check out the lines and have them sort not by running distance, but by actual distance. I mean, this is also interesting when you put it onto a daily base. You can see that trains between Zachodnia and Gdansk are running 26,500 kilometers a day. 2 days is around the world. And a bit more, I feel like. What is it, 40,000 kilometers? 43,000? Somewhat like that around the equator. That's 2 days of train service between Zachodnia and Gdansk with the current setup. That's a lot of distance. And then here you of course see it, the M1 metro in Warsaw itself at 10,900 kilometers a day. And that's not because it's a long line, it's not because it's fast trains, but because it's massive. So this running distance thing, it's nice to see, but it's quite useless. Let's say it like that. So you look into it and it says nothing. Of course I could check the depots, which depot has the most running distance, but then it's just because it's far away from the main station where the trains are injected into. So, yeah, it's all more or less nice. So I can't tell, to get back to the point, if the line from Poznan to Kutno is the longest one I have. I feel like group by all lines, tags, untagged. There's nothing. You can't sort them by running distance. But enough talking of me. There's one small issue I came across. I created the intercity line and you can see already one intercity passing by the city. The point is also this station here. You see there is no station because it's down here. Yeah, the regional line actually splits off to stop at the station, and I bet there are other lines southwards and northwards. So let's build this local hub together in a small time lapse. So the small town, the small local hub is done. And after the time lapse, I got Nimby Rails. Yeah. I decided, yeah, let's build a station. Let's build all the important tracks. Let's leave out the yard. Do you see the yard missing? I don't. Took me a bit too much time to create the yard. So I'm behind on what I want to create. But we have a yard now. It looks complete now. And I will also build the entire thing. Just so I don't have that much blueprints laying around that are not built. So I will build them all the way to here. And then only build the connection curve up to the high-speed line. And that solves the issue. So when I go back to Poznan to Kutno, we are at stop number 9. I can go to add stops to the line, then the freshly built Potsdalis station. That can't find its way. You go in there. Oh, there's a switch missing. That explains all of it. The other one is supposed to be here. I will choose 80 kilometers per hour. Might bring the train to slow down a little bit, but shouldn't be too bad. Reset the stops. Now it works. And then into the big station, I set up all the tracks as basically one way and two way. So not one way like I did with other stations, just so that I can use them a little bit better. Now, where we are here, maybe let's do it like this, so that the line actually also wants to continue on. Yeah, I haven't put any. Oh, I like that station. When I see that, I like that station. So let's do the test first. I will put a one-way signal here. I will put a one-way signal here because there's no need for trains to turn around here. I will reset the line and then we can have a look at it. We can't have it this way, but yeah, it runs smoothly through the station. One thing I saw a little bit not so nice was that I can't use the two right tracks because there are not enough switches in this lower area. I mean, theoretically there's this big one, so I don't get why he did not want me to use it. Yeah, that's not... I mean, I have switches here, I have switches there, I don't get it. Anyway, the right platform will see the trains south and north, the left one from east to west. And then what I just saw was... Where did we stop? There. We have this beautiful station here. And in theory, I could make it ready for overtakes. So take the station, do this, and we will do this, we will do that. We will also put down that. And then we do the same on the other side. Just slightly different. So I have this one here. I will put these ones a little bit further out and then this one down to 8. And I won't build the yard, I won't build the cargo space, but I want to have an overtake possibility, at least theoretically. Then let's do this. That one goes one further out. And then it's just to connect them like this. And then I will keep them on relatively straight all the way to the point where they end. So let's push this as well all the way down here. And then we have a switch here. I will keep it at 100 kilometers an hour, so the trains at least somehow keep the higher speed from the main line and don't need to slow down too much. Then let's do this, that. And all we really need is this switch that I don't understand why it exists. That one will be a bit shorter, because I will choose all of these things and make them 50 kilometers an hour because we don't need 100 out here. And then put in the very last switch, not like that. Let's put in again the very last switch. And again, try to not have too much contact there with the other track. Yes. And signals, super simple. There goes 1, there goes 2, there goes 2, and then there goes 1. And then the other side, I will set up these tracks like that. So the easy way out. Here I cannot do that, so let's take away 50, take the one end, make it 100, connect it up, and then go from here to here, set up the switch so that the trains can go with 100 kilometers an hour onto the main line and then when they want to continue straight on, for example for cargo trains, they slow down to 50. So that is it for this side as well. We'll put another signal down there. There we don't need a signal. There we don't have switches. No, we don't. Just too much yard. And then the next switches would be at Slupa. No, they wouldn't even. Okay. I just looked too much. Then we put this one there. Then I need to remove these two just to keep the main line favored. And then build it. Go back to lines. Volca station. The other one is not even created. No, it's Shako, it's not Volca. Got me. So that way you can see it. Main line in the middle. The regional line on the outside. So this is one of multiple possible spots to overtake. If I decide to need a spot, then down here we have another one of them at Sinin. And then we just go through it. And this one, yeah, we don't really have a chance to do anything special here. And then we are already at Konin. For some of the trains in real life that are running on the service, Konin is the endpoint. We don't do that. We will push through. So where's the next station here? Also another opportunity for overtaking. Now I'm curious where it has problems right here. Okay, I forgot to create a switch. And most likely, if I forget a switch, I also forgot to add signals, which I did. So we just do this, that you need to be careful to hit the right track. Then move it up and down, and then it works. So continuing on, we have Kolo, one of the stations where I actually have a possibility to pull the trains aside. And we have this monster where I will also get the chance to pull the trains aside. Or basically I have to, because the main line is not stopping there. And then the same goes for the rest of the main line. So quite a long line. We are at 57 stops, so stop-wise it's not that long. But it is, I would say, longer than it needs to be. We will choose platform number 2 for a little bit of chaos. Then make it a little bit gray because the line is done. And what I just saw here is this. Maybe if I take this one away from 6. I'm so stupid. It's platform 6, not stop 6. I just deleted stop number 6. Okay. So put back stop number 6. Go to stop number 1 at Kutno. Then take this one away. Put it out onto this platform. Because then, normally at least, I can push it up here. So, advanced mode. I want it to run up here. Then down there I want it to run here, just in case it makes weird decisions. And then you can see it runs through the stop, goes onto these two tracks, stays parallel to the main line, like the main line, and then switches together there, goes into the platform, and that just looks way better. Then Poznan down to Kuto, it's stop number 31, delete it, and put it onto platform number 5, because I want a long platform for that one. And that is it. So we have too much trains. We even have that one that I totally forgot. So when I activate all of them, from Warszawa all the way to Poznan, new regional trains. I don't have the time or the willpower to schedule them right now. I will do it once I'm motivated. So soon between episodes, I guess. But that's the progress for today. A big new station, a lot of new lines. So it is time to go and catch a few more passengers in the near future in Nimby Rails. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next episode, and I hope you have a great weekend. Thank you for watching, and bye bye.